Hello everybody, this is the monthly trend scan of the futures market. Let's have a look here at the US dollar index, the DX future. Well, as discussed earlier several times before, well, we're basically looking here for dollar strength, right? Dollar index up means dollar strength. We're basically looking here for that dollar strength to end and put in a top, right? I mean, we already had here an important high. There was a coronavirus spike high, March 2020. Now, this high marks the midterm elections in the US that has just recently passed here this week. Well, is this a final high? I don't know. We might get another test that might be even higher because the target of this counter move is up here, right? We don't need to meet that, but that's the potential there is. We might get another one a couple of months or quarters from here now that marks a higher one or that marks a lower one. This might even evolve into a turtle pattern, short, right? This used to be an S1. This might evolve into an S2, yeah, turtle on a quarterly chart. Now, we had seen this huge run up here in dollar strength, and we didn't get a lot of impact on metals, right? We're going to have a look at that. Now, is this the final sell-off in dollar strength? Well, we have to see, right? We see a very big weekly red bar that is very excitable. Well, this could actually be a test bar, right? A test bar of an S1 pattern here. It doesn't fulfill the rules because we are not in a trend, right? It's not stable enough to be an uptrend. This is why this is not tradable, this S1, but it could, right? We could bounce off the 21, we could re-break the green. Well, then we probably only have a one bar here, a 1 bar pullback, right? Back to the 8 moving average. Well, we have to see. This might be a multi-month change in trend towards coming back to the red line, right? A pullback to the red line. If we re-break the red line, well, this would be another long-term sell signal for the dollar. Now let's have a look with this dollar strength. What happened to the precious metals, because they're kind of correlated, right? And we had them, well, in a very vulnerable position here. This is a sideways price action after this strong up move, right? Not being able actually to really break out the last high here back in 2011. So that's the sideways price action, and this spike in dollar strength. Well, we had here this opportunity to run for stops, right? To bring price down to here, right? That was the potential here, or we did not get. We did not get actually not even visible, right? A stop run move on the weekly. We don't see big red bars on the daily. So that's that shows the weakness, right, of the bears. They have not been able to push price quite low. Well, quite the opposite is coming now with the dollar strength coming in. Well, we see the bulls, right? The gold bulls bouncing back very strongly. We've got a big green bar here. We've got a big monthly green bar. Well, month is not closed, right? But for the time being, we see a big green bar. Now this comes up to be an S1 pattern, right? Potentially, right? We have to see if we get a test bar. It looks like we have nicely tested the 21, and we're an overall uptrend. So we might actually be back into a metals bull. We have to wait a little bit more, right? For a couple of weeks, we have to see if we get another couple of very big bullish green bars. But it looks quite nice. It looks like this consolidation, actually, this multi-month consolidation that basically took 2 years, right? That this 2-year consolidation is over, and that we basically take over here this long-term uptrend in gold, and very similar with silver. Silver looks very good too, right? We had this S1 pattern here. Now we've got another S1 pattern coming up. We've nicely tested here this line again, right? Tested to the tick basically. So there's a lot of room for expansion. We're basically looking not only to break this consolidation high, but basically this consolidation high, right? That's based on an S1 pattern too. So that would mean that we should go well above $50, so rather towards $200, right? So there's a lot of room for expansion here in price. The most room actually has platinum, right? Platinum, it's again an S1 pattern. It actually did not develop a lot of bullishness here. Well, it might come, right? It's lagging gold, it's lagging silver. We might actually see that platinum performs even better, right, than the other two metals. Now palladium has performed super well. We could see price increases like in the other three metals as we had seen before. Palladium is kind of the blueprint, right? What might happen? Well, it has made its move. Well, now it's time to refresh, right? To regain strength for the bulls. And as already discussed several times, and we see it again, right? Or we come back to the base, right? We're bouncing off, and we actually might. Well, we are about to develop here. We are developing in an S1 pattern, so that's bullishness, right? But we need a test bar. We need a final sell-off. And then we can resume this long-term uptrend. It's not over, right? With this exponential move, no, we are in a long-term commodity bull. Copper has done well as well, right? Again, we've got an S1 pattern here on the quarterly chart, and now we had a pullback, right? A strong sell-off, only a couple of months here, right? Back into the 21. That's a healthy pullback, right? Back to the 200, healthy pullback, and we might actually have, finished this consolidation phase, right? Let's have a look at the energy. Well, let's first have a look at the US equity indices. We can see that, well, we see first signs, right? That the consolidation is over, especially here with the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones shows the most bullishness of the three, and we can actually see, well, this is a sideways consolidation. That's an S1 pattern, right? You can better see it here. This is a test bar, big reds, and then a big green, and then price breaks above the green line, support and resistance line, the base. So that's an early entry signal, right? So we could actually have, it could be that we have ended this consolidation with this final sell-off and rebounds, or it might continue a little bit further sideways. That's not a great pattern. And the other thing is we don't get the same patterns, right? The same signals from the other US equity indices. We did not yet re-break, right? The same with the Nasdaq and with the Russell. It's basically the same. So the Dow Jones is front running, right? In order to be more confident of a continuation of the US equity bull, we want to see that price rebreaks, and that could happen within the next week or just a few weeks. But that looks pretty good, right? We come nice back to the 21, nice back to the 21. These are signs of a healthy trend. As we can see, that happened several times before, and that's what we need, right, to continue this multi-year equity bull. Now let's have a quick look at the energies. The energies had put in huge moves, right, exponential up moves that we capitalized on for over the last couple of quarters. Whenever it makes these big moves, well, there's time for digestion, right, of volatility, and price actually here goes sideways, which is a bullish sign, right? It's stuck here at the 200 magnet, and this might actually develop some form of pattern. Heating oil, we had huge moves in heating oil, right? Again, here price needs to consolidate, right? Huge move. Price needs to consolidate. This is not a mature pattern. I'm not sure what's going to do, but we see the same with the gasoline as well. Now let's have a look at natural gas. Natural gas is the crazy little brother. It's still here in an uptrend, and it has put, like, it's in a reversal situation, right? We see a big bar, so that's a sign of increased volatility. And as traders, we love volatility, right? It's really, I mean, natural gas in general is nicely tradable, long and short. Like whenever we get such a big bar on a month, well, we can trade that in lower time frames, obviously. So it's still in a, either it's in a reversal, right? In a reversal situation to turn this downtrend up, or this could actually be an S1 short pattern, right? With these being the test bars. It's hard for me to imagine seeing natural gas lower, right? Lower than here, dropping the $3, but it could happen. Another thing that could happen, well, if it doesn't do this, and if we re-break this high, well, then basically this is an S1 failure pattern, and then basically, well, this would be the sign that, well, this downtrend is off, right? This would be the sign that, well, now we are in a long-term uptrend. If this breaks this high, because then we've got an S1 pattern failure. The interest rate futures, it looks like we're going for lower yields again after this strong drop here in the interest rate futures. That's a 1-year treasury yield. Treasury, future, US Treasury. We have this sell-off, right? Selling off hard, way overextended, going beyond the 200. So it might actually be time for a snap back to the moving averages, right? A dead cat bouncing back here into this area, potentially even breaking to a new high. So again, here you could actually see this to be an S1 pattern along, and this is the test bar. Here on the 5-year. The 5-year, we already see bullishness coming in, right? So we've got a higher low on the daily, and we've got a higher high. So these are first signs of bullishness, and the first signs that we might actually get this snapback, right, to the moving averages. Snapback first, and then potentially even breaking to a new high, even lower yields. We don't know, right? But we have to see and wait and see. So this is it. Interesting times. A lot of bullishness coming back in, and looks like we might resume these long-term uptrends again. Thank you.